All right, friends, it's Sunday report back time. Oh, it is 12:08 p.m. I did my run around noon just because we're having the Garcias, our friends, over this afternoon. Let me move this back so I'll fuck it all up. And we're having the Garcias over today and doing some chores with V, and I also kind of wanted to run in a little bit more heat to kind of push myself a little bit, but we'll see. So, report back Sunday. These videos, I had a good week. I did weigh myself this morning. 263 is the number. If I can put that on the screen, that'd be fucking awesome. Means I've lost 2 pounds this week. I was as low as 261 on one particular day. I was 264 on another day. But Sundays are my weigh-in day, right? And so that's the deal. So if you're paying attention to me right now, and this is June of 2019, and I'm putting this on my normal Instagram feed, right? Which means that I've got 3 different groups paying attention probably. Number one are the groups that've known me since 2010 and before. Back when I used to weigh 325 pounds. I think I was as high as 330, 328. You know, when you're above 300 pounds, fucking quibbling over a couple of pounds, it's fucking a waste of time. You're overweight, like male or female. Let's just put that on the table. If you're fucking over 300 pounds, it's a wake-up call, okay? You're still a good person. It's not your fault per se. You don't know what's going on, but it should be a call to at least, you have a phone in your pocket, you have the internet somewhere, go to the public library, start Googling and start exploring. I'm on a tangent here, but there was once a guy that was really getting into shape, and he was overweight. He was a coworker friend of mine. And the reason why I'm telling you the story correlates to what I just said. And I was like, man, I need to lose some weight. And I was probably 60 or 70 pounds overweight at the time, not 120 or 140. And I asked him, I saw him doing lifting weights, changing his diet, cardio, sprints. I mean, he was doing a lot of different things. And I wanted the secret. I was like, okay, I asked him, what's the number one thing you're doing that's making the biggest impact? And he said to me, pause for a second, he said, knowledge. And I was like, what the fuck? That's like, I pissed might be because I was expecting like, okay, here's the guy that's getting it done. And he tells me to fucking Google shit, right? But it's true, because you have to find who your people are. And that's what I have done. And one of these days I'm gonna put a post on my Instagram feed of all the doctors that I follow. Not the health gurus, not that I don't watch some of their material and things like that, but I'm talking about medical doctors that have fucking put their life work into nutrition, longevity, beating back type 2 diabetes, you know, things like that, where they have, and even them, right? When you read about their prescriptions of what to do, they are doing things and they're seeing results. And even then, with the results they see, they qualify things. They're not even like, this is the only fucking way to do it, and if you're not doing it this way, you're a fucking loser. I'm fired up because I just ran. But my point is, so many gurus that you see that have a plan or want you to buy their book or whatever, they're trying to give you confidence. And I understand, because confidence breeds action, right? But you got to realize that you are in charge of your own health. Only you. And it's the most important thing you have. Time. Well, I would probably say health, because then your time, and then your family and everything else. Because if you don't have your health, your time is less, not valuable, but less, you can make less impact to the ones that you love, right? Who are the number ones. And if you can't go do the things that you want to do, or be as active, or just be present with them, because you're mentally fucked up by carrying around 150 pounds of weight around you, that's a problem, right? So get curious about it. Nobody says you have to fucking solve it in a week. Nobody says you have to solve it in a year. But get curious around it. And if I can be of help, hit me in the DMs. You know, fat curious, I don't know. I'm stretching here. All I'm saying is that you don't even need my help. If you want to talk with me, you know, blah 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 on the Instagrams, that's fine. But I'm saying is that you have the power. in your hands. If you're able to get a hold of me on Instagram, you've got the power in your hand to make a change in your life. So my point is, on that whole rant that I just got off on, is that there are some of you out there that knew me when I was fat, and I lost I went from like 325, let's say, to 255, right? So what is that? 45, 55, 60, 65 pounds, right? I went down as low as 250 for a hot minute, but let's just say 255 was a weight I could maintain, right? So a good 45 pounds, 45, 55, 65 pounds off. And it came off, at least the way I remember, a lot easier than I have been lately. So those people have seen me talk about losing weight for a while. And I'm gonna put up my fat picture. And at the end of my triathlon last year in August, I was frustrated because I still, after all the work I put in, I wasn't able to kind of get below a certain number of 250. And I basically said, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever. And I just fucking did whatever. And I'm gonna put up a little chart, and you'll see from that point, I went back up to 285 pounds. So I went from 255 to 285. 65, 75, 85, 30 fucking pounds, right? And today I'm back down to 263. So I've shaved since January, and I knew I was getting fat, because I stepped on the scale. I got the data right in front of me. I mean, I saw it creeping up, and I was like, okay. And thank God, January 1, because I kept telling myself, the new year I'm gonna change, which is what everyone says. But I really had a good sense that I was gonna do something. And I was very thankful that I did not creep back over 290, because I would have been, when I got over 280, which I hadn't been 280 in so long, I was a little heartbroken, to be honest with you. But I was like, you know what, I got a week, I'll get it fucking done. And January 1, to be honest with you, I thought I was gonna lose 20 pounds the first month. I thought I was just gonna like not eat and just fucking lose 20 pounds, which is possible. And all you other people out there that don't really follow and understand fasting, don't give me all the negative bullshit, because it could be done. It would just, but it's more mental, right? My good friend and fat coach right now, Corey, always 100 on Instagram, he said something really interesting today or this week to me about that really helped me understand that if I'm unhappy at 263 and I lost 100 pounds, I'm probably still going to be unhappy at 173, 90 pounds less, because I hadn't fixed what's going on in my head. I've got to fix what's going on fucking up here so that I can be a happy person, and the happiness will help me get where I'm going. I truly believe that. I just truly believe that. So there's that group of people that have seen me, and I'm sure maybe you don't, because I got some good champions out there who love me to death. But I would be like, okay, there's that Greer kid again. When's he just gonna accept the fact that he ain't gonna get below 260 or 250, right? So there's love y'all all. You're always there for me. You knew me when, all that kind of good stuff. Then you got the second group that's more current, who've known me, who never knew me over 300 pounds. They know that I'm overweight, and they're cheering for me now. And I appreciate that. I just want to give you a little backstory to that group of where my line is, right? So that you understand that this year in January, what's so funny, complete that thought, that since January I have been trending downward, right? Like, I have some experience in losing weight and gaining it back, obviously. But my point is, I have lost 25 pounds since January 1, right? And other than my wife, I don't think anyone even notices that I've lost the weight. That's what's so weird. I barely notice, to be honest with you. I notice in my clothes, but I don't really notice, and I notice when I run. And I probably do know, it's been so gradual, but I don't really notice when I look in the mirror, maybe around my jowls a little bit or something. So number 3 camp is the people that are just finding me now. Welcome aboard. You're gonna see me go from what I'm at today down to 174. I'm gonna get a DEXA scan again around 190 to 200 to kind of see how my lean muscle mass shapes up, because as Corey pointed out, and also the people at the DEXA scan, which I need to talk about my DEXA scan on another IG video, is that I have a lot more muscle mass right now to maintain, to carry around this fucking fat I've got. And as the fat goes, my body potentially will shed some of that lean mass because it's not needed as much, right? So that's when people talk about fasting, you're gonna lose muscle. Well, if you're losing 50 pounds fasting and you lost 1% body mass, lean body mass, you probably needed to lose that 1% body mass, right? It's not like your body goes catabolic that much. It just doesn't. Do the research. So that's it. I really wanted to share with you that 245 is not my ultimate goal. It is a stepping stone to get over this mind fuck that I've been in. I'm excited that I'm down to, I'm less than 20 pounds away now, right? And so I'm not putting pressure on myself. I'm taking the time limit. I used to always put a time restriction. I gotta do this many pounds by this date. And that's not my focus. My focus is, if you look on my actual post, is I've got activities, right? So let's run through my activities in a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, I lift, right? I do like a 5x5, some squats, some press, some curls, some pull-ups on a weight-assisted machine. Tuesday, Thursday, and hopefully Saturday mornings is my goal. And any other time intermittently, because I love swimming so much, I'm gonna swim laps. I'm gonna try to swim laps 4 to 5 times a week. Then I have a Couch to 10K app, and I'm trying to do that 3 times in the evening. And then I wanna do some long walks, 2 of those, maybe 3 of those. When I say long, 45 minutes to 60 minutes of just walking. Not at a sprint, like at a 15-minute mile pace, maybe 16-minute mile pace. Just a nice brisk walk. I gotta incorporate sprints in there. I haven't figured out when I'm gonna do that. And I do my 1 mile run on Sunday mornings, which I just did. So my goal is to get 90% efficiency in all of that. And so I'm gonna start posting that. I measure my nipples, my chest, my navel, and my hips, right? My hips, my chest has pretty much stayed the same. My waist, because basically if I stand up, I won't subject you to my fat pictures yet, but my fat's starting to settle, like my torso here is thinning out, and my love handles are still there. So right around my navel it's almost like it's getting, because it's like more weight, it's like getting wider almost. It's not measuring wider, it's staying the same. So my nipples and my navel are the same, but my hips have come down almost a full inch. So I'm excited about that. Pants are fitting better. So I'm rambling. I'm here. I appreciate you listening. This is my accountability group. And I'm trying to get better. That's it. I'm trying to get better. And you know, they talk about, my closing remarks is they talk about the why. Like there's a lot of people like, man, you gotta have this big why, you know. And some people's why is because their kids or whatever. And it's, for me, I want to live. I don't want to leave this earth yet, you know. I just have the will to live. And you know, if I have a greater purpose to help and all of the other jazz, that's great. But that will to live is very strong and powerful. Selfish as it sounds. I just want to live. I want to stay alive. I'm looking at the trees and listening to the birds, and I was talking to someone this week about, you know, where I feel safe or feel good, and it's when I fish. You know, I post a lot of fishing videos, and I feel very connected to nature. And I think about goofy shit like the doves, how many doves there have been throughout my whole life, and every time I look up there's always a dove, right? But how many of them have been here, and it's just, they're always gonna be here, hopefully. And it's like I'm part of that nature. But I don't know, I'm not explaining it well. But I wish you the best. Love you guys.